The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up no chases. Before I get things started, I gotta give a shout out to all of the members of the Green Gorilla channel, as I always do. So let's do it. I want to give a shout out to Black Dog, Odd Collard, The Face, Craig, Raphael Brown, Omni Americana, Deanne, Donald Watts, Barry Little, Ryan Jackson, hiphop.catv, Black Quizzard ADOS, Coach DC, The Remedy, Kashif Caldwell, Infamous Chillin', I Am Black Man, John Reads Too Much, Nichita, True King 337, B Hillfire, Force Windu, Mr. Blue Collar, Urban Nomad, Barnolas, Kyle J. Sewell, I'm Just Jules, The Book of Ronin, Ab Media 83, Damon Harris, Brian McMurray, Mr. Lou Meth, TD Hip Hop Media, Drew Main, Shop Talk Live, Mr. Heat, Afro Analyst, NEU, Ronan Martin, Issa Abdul Zahir, Sir Anthony, Deshaun Nolly, MLR, Charles Rogers, Universal 178, Black's Word 404, Rashid Barnes, Aaron Smith, DH, C-Truth the Revelator, Gold Professor, The Nameless Protagonist, Black Pill Ned Stark, Arthur Unknown, Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Brian Williams, Kalon Jakala, Sherrod Martin, Ricky Dawson, Cedric Bowman, 27360, BK Born Shaheed, James Washington, Hostile Adeb, Seventh Coast Dojo, W. Pierre 1, Rogish the Billmonger, I Care, BGS Ibmore, Marvin Battle Jr., Kwaku 217, S. Haywood, Dragon 59, Supreme Ibmore, Adrian Hicks, Jay Bailey, Mr. Michi, Momal, William Ruffin, and Asangwa. Thank you so much for being members of the Green Gorilla channel. Teamwork makes the dream work, so y'all deserve a round of applause. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being patient with me over the few months that I've been here on YouTube. And as you know, recently I incurred a strike. It wasn't even a copyright strike. I found out the strike I received was a community guideline strike, whatever that is. They said they had given me warnings during the stream that I was doing something inappropriate, and so therefore they decided to issue a warning. Now, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I did some research on it, so I'm going to appeal it and make the assertion that the strike was unwarranted because of fair use, that I was transforming an original work through education and commentary. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, man, you know, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Go KC. You see, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and the one thing I can't stand is Tom Brady. I don't care where he is. I don't care what he's doing, man. I can't stand Tom Brady. Period. And I understand, you know, some of you guys out there probably want to cheer Tom Brady on. He's the older guy, you know, and they want to see him win one last time. They might have put the money on the man. A little bit of cheese, a little dust on the man. But he's somebody I can't really stand, so go KC. And plus, you know, KC is closer in proximity than Tampa. So anyway, you get what I'm saying, man. I can't vibe off Tom Brady. I can't. But before I move further, I want to take some time out to thank also the many persons who contributed towards this crowdfunding campaign I got on Indiegogo, which at this current moment, I can honestly say, I don't think it's gonna actually be completed. Although it could, if black men in the manosphere actually put their money where their mouth was and allocated some funding towards doing something outside of the context and the domain of YouTube. But hey, all I can say is I did the best I could in order to try to facilitate the means by which we could do something to have an impact on the outside world. Not through interpersonal conversations, jaw-jacking with individual women on social media, but by actually doing something to empower people who are in the belly of the beast to begin to rip the heart out of the dragon. But anyway, let me thank those persons who allocated funding towards this campaign. I want to thank Michael Cavanseed, Brandon Jones, Bill Blackwell, Tiason Johnson, Stephen Cupid, Charlie Floyd, Howard Minor, R.H., R.B. Frierson, Eli Sanyika, C. Truth the Revelator, Ahmad Mansour, Dominique de Gourville, Jerome Bostic, Malik Lee, Stuart Knight, Rasheed Barnes, Andre Diggs, Vernon Young, Marvin Battle Jr., Rasheed Barnes, Kobe Smith, Brian McMurray, Jay Bailey, Jared A. Page, Michael Davis, Sherman L. Presley, Jamal McCray, Calvin Lanier. And I'm waiting for the screen to get where it needs to go. Jay Jeter, Jazz Green 41, Camry Basham, Barry Little, Adam, Luther Hall, Starling, Jennifer Volkman. See, a woman allocated some funding. Brendan Lyons, Home Profit 24, Tristan Stroud, Brandon Patman, Conrad Bryant, Corey M. Brown, James Washington, R.H., P.K. Angel, Eric Goodman, Lateef R. Edwards, Marcus Little, Tarisha McCray, a woman, dedicated $50. We had a brother dedicate some money. I ain't gonna say who it was. He rescinded his offer. That's cool. You know, it's your choice. It's America. Rasheed Barnes again, Michael McDonald, Kyle Morse, Warren G. Thomas, Brian Jackson again, Sean Herman, Courtney Stanberry, Josiah Lewis, Bill Blackwell again, Ismail Samad, Kelion Strong, Kenneth Pringle, Yashif Caldwell, Randall Holtz, Asangwa, X.A. Woyi, Bruce Hill, Brian McMurray, Marcus Clegg, Mark J. Holt, David Brewster, DeTorian Harris, Rashad Farrer, Shauna Ward, a woman, maybe, perhaps, I might be wrong, but that sounds like a woman's name, and if it's not, I apologize. Jedi Focus, Quentin Herbert, Julian Williams, Tony 6409, Eli Sanyika again, Herb McGuinn, Dominique Harris, Dale Hamilton, Keith Tolbert, Andrew R. Drummond, and Julius H. Brooks Jr. I want to give a special round of applause to those men for allocating funding towards this documentary. So let me go ahead and switch scenes and give them some fanfare. Let me give them some fanfare, not just a round of applause, but I want to give them some fanfare because they put their money where their mouth was, and they didn't shoot the breeze about it. They actually did something about it. So kudos to those men and women. Thank you. I appreciate your help and your support. I really do. I really and truly do, y'all. And, you know, the only thing that kind of, you know, takes me aback about the whole endeavor is the amount of men who, you know, liked the idea but weren't willing to back the idea. And this is for several reasons. You know, I think primarily, you know, the Black manosphere is a YouTube phenomenon. And people are reticent to move beyond what's unfamiliar. So I think that's one of the reasons. Another reason related to that, I think, is, you know, a lot of guys here are in a race to become YouTube personalities and stars themselves. And, you know, I think there might be a little bit of crab in the bucket mentality amongst men in this space related to competition. And instead of perceiving this whole endeavor as something where the tides can rise and lift all boats simultaneously, A lot of guys perceive it as, well, this guy is got more views than I got. He's got more subscribers than I have. And he's trying to do something never been done. And, if he breaks out, where is that going to leave me? Which, as far as I'm concerned, is bitch assness, if that's on your mind. That's some hoe ass shit. I'm just here to tell you that. You can believe it, take it or leave it. But if that's what you're on some bitch made, pussified bullshit. I told you, and I'll tell you again, I'm not here for YouTube juice. I'm here to try to change the conditions, the objective conditions in which black men exist. That's what I'm here for. All that other shit is booty juice to me. You can do whatever the fuck you want to on YouTube. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want to do. But don't act like you out here really actively trying to prove or improve the conditions of black men when you're only trying to fucking cash in and garner money and resources for your goddamn self. That's that whole shit. I'm just keeping it 100. And this leads me into the topic, and I ain't going to take long to speak about this because I know it's Super Bowl Sunday and I got things to attend to my own self. And Blur Monster, the Cash App is $G with a PhD. You should be able to see it from time to time rise up in the chat. If not, as sooner or later, it'll pop up, okay? So it's GWITHA PhD. That's it. That's how you do it, all right? So thank you, sir. Thank you, Blur Monster. But yeah, man, one of the things that, I realized, and I thought about this, I've been putting this stream off for a long time. I keep kicking it back. Over and over again, I keep kicking this back. Because in my viewpoint, man, most men, red pill or not, they want to get put back into the matrix. Bottom line, they want to fit within the system. This is the goal. This is the summum bonum. This is the ultimate aim for a lot of guys. We're supposed to know better. But I guarantee you, most men, even men in this space, want to get pats and rubs on the head from miscellaneous women to find themselves meandering into the space. I'm just keeping it 100, man. Now, you can write me if I'm wrong. You can hate me for saying what I got to say. Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the message. Kill the message. Prove the message wrong. But that's my guess. Because I'm seeing a whole bunch of activity that I would consider to be less than manly. And it's all surrounding trying to gain juice on YouTube and trying to get pats and rub on the head, encouragement and endorsements from miscellaneous women. That's how you know the gynocratic culture is in full effect. Everywhere you turn and everywhere you look. Those are the facts, man. Now, one thing I do know, excuse me, when I look at the annals of time and I examine the history of men who've accomplished notable things and who have forged forward with deeds in dastardly situations, the last thing that was on their mind was concern about what the fuck miscellaneous bitches was doing or was talking about in the fucking worlds in which they live. This is the truth, man. So how can you accomplish anything or make anything happen? I know I do this because I know that women are a problem because of the system which gives them power. I could really give a fuck less what they're thinking, really, except for those people who have a wide impact. Those people who exist in the academy and in the media who are able to influence minds in a way that I find to be absolutely morally reprehensible, because they're not speaking the facts about black existence or any other existence between men and women and the relationships that they have. They're not telling the whole truth about the matter. So I weigh in and chime in on ideas, and every now and then I'll have to focus on a person and attack their ideas. And I call out behaviors and things like this. But at some point, men got to band together and do something to change their conditions. I know when you look at the annals of time in history, you will never see a group of men who've done anything notable through mortal accomplishments actually sit and complain and bitch. Those men are actually out there doing shit, whether it be right or wrong, whether it be positive or negative. Those men are out there doing shit. They're banding together and they're doing something. They're actually making things happen. And Sir Ism, your message got timed out. I apologize for that, man. You can put that message back out there. They're actually doing things. They're making things happen. They ain't just rapping and yapping and capping. But we find it hard to do anything because all we want to do is fit in to the system. That's what our goal is. That's what we do when we become educated and go get a job. Not to say that it's wrong to have a job or a career, but that's what we're orientated towards. Fitting within the system by any means necessary. I individually, in my quest to gain supremacy by what? Means of what? Working for somebody else? Getting a certificate or a diploma that enables me to work for somebody else so I can fit into the system and become a professional. That's the ultimate aim of most men in this space. I'm keeping it 100, man. And I ain't trying to be ignorant. I'm just telling you the truth. An individual pursuit to get a certificate and to fit within the system. Now, I'm not saying all men in this space are like that because it's a lot of hustlers. A lot of hustlers here. But I'm just keeping it a buck. In your bourgeois quest to become a professional, and I'm going to tell you what waits there for you when you become a professional. You think the gynocracy is bad in the black community? Wait till you become a professional and see how many checks and constraints and restrictions they have on the way you move and operate within those domains. Because those spaces have basically been terraformed by politically correct and so-called progressive or woke people. You notice it on YouTube. You can't even have a video now on YouTube or say something on YouTube that they consider to be not suitable. Suitable for what? Suitable to the sensibilities of woke people? You can't even push back and have free speech anymore. You can't even speak your mind anymore. But the reality of the situation is men who've done anything notable, who've been able to solve their problems, have mostly done so through bold and aggressive actions, even violent actions. That's the facts of the matter. Now, why we can't get together and do something productive, I can't really speak to it. I guess, we've been trained so much so to fit in with the system that we can't even band together and focus our energies on our own aims and our own goals. Because we're worried about who the fuck gonna be the nigga, the top nigga. Who gonna be that nigga who gonna be the next Kevin Samuels or some shit like that. That's not my goal, man. That's not my aim, to be in this space. Ultimately, we've been trained to be submissive, to follow orders, to fit in, not to break the mold, not to bust out of the box. We are trained to fit in and to find a place to get in where we fit in. We got to break the fucking mold. We got to set and establish and terraform the world to our desires. That's the ultimate aim of any organism or any group of people who want to have power. But we've been told we shouldn't have power. Power is bad. Power is malevolent. Power is evil. Well, if we're not in a quest for power, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Because they've tried to beat it out of us. You shouldn't want power. Power is bad. What are we here for then? To get a little bit of pennies, a little bit of coins, so we can buy some shit, so we can go get some pussy? Is that it? That's all it is, right? You may as well go ahead and get back into the matrix right now. Stop talking. Stop having conversations and shit. Because ultimately, if you don't act upon what you're talking about, you're full of shit. Bottom line. I'm hitting my vape stick. Now, I know it's a lot of guys that's gonna disagree with me. And they're gonna dislike the video and all that shit. But if we ain't doing nothing, what the fuck are we doing other than bumping our gums, man? If we're not making moves out here in the real world. And it's a lot of excuses that men make to not do shit. A whole bunch of them. Well, I don't know who this nigga is. That's one excuse. I don't know these dudes, man. How do you know a motherfucker unless you know the motherfucker through interacting? How do you do it? You don't. You can't. It won't ever happen without actually meeting and doing some shit. And it can happen online. You don't need to be in person to get together and do shit today. It doesn't take that. But it does take, and it doesn't take consensus either. A lot of people think that you have to have consensus. You don't need it. All you need is to band together through a process, and you fucking say, okay, we declare we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then we fucking go about and create committees and we go do the shit. But instead, it's a whole bunch of individual motherfuckers, man, that want to ascend to the top of the YouTube fucking ladder. Now tell me how that's improving the quality of the content of black men's lives. I'll wait for that shit. I'll wait. Now, it's one thing to be coached, but I don't like that coaching model. Oh, I'm going to change the lives of individual men and give them the insight in order to be more manly or some other shit, or how to get women, or to teach them how to talk to women, or whatever the fuck that is. That's bullshit to me. I ain't never been into that, man. So you're going to teach me how to interact with women more adroitly, more expertly or some shit like that? It don't matter how much of an expert you are. It don't matter how big or how so-called high value of a man you are. Your whole motherfucking shit can come tumbling down. All it takes is the opinion of one badass woman who don't give a fuck about you, bruh. She can marry you and put on a feint for years and years and years, and then divorce your ass and take all the bread you got. Take you to the motherfucking cleaners, dog. But one thing I do know, and one thing I do find positive about my experience, I know that I got at least 90 men, at least, 90 men who are about the motherfucking life. And I want to give them a shout out again and some fanfare again. I know that. That's something I do know. And I know you never gonna get critical mass, but it's sad to me, man. You got tens of thousands of people in this space. Tens of thousands, man. Tens of thousands of people in this space. Tens of thousands. And the way we engage manliness is by sticking right here and never stretching out. We got to move, we got to do better, man. We gonna do better. But I guess we don't know better. But I said I wasn't gonna be here all day, man. And I'm not, man. I'm not gonna be here all day. So Legata says we have 75 guys here. What are we going to do? We need to do something. But resting on our laurels, getting shots of dopamine from seeing niggas snap on women or saying something real flashy or catchy or some shit like that, or using their persona to, get some bread. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, can we walk and chew bubble gum? Can we do that and act? Or is it all about the persona? It ain't shit but about the persona. We can do better, man. But I know at least, and all it takes is a few men anyway. But maybe perhaps I overstepped. I overestimated what men were dedicated to doing here. And I thought, that men knew it's about action. It ain't about words. And I use words in order to reach men. I get it. But it's more than words, man. You got to do, even rappers say this shit. It's more than words. This is more than rap. This is the streets and I am the trap. Niggas out here like rappers and shit, rapping about doing shit. And we ain't doing a goddamn thing but sitting back complaining and shit. And we ain't even complaining where it matters. It matters in the academy. It matters in Fortune 500 companies, talking to these people in these human resources departments. That's where it matters. It matters in these clinics and in these psychological and psychiatric offices. That's where it matters. It matters in the judicial system, the family court system. That's where the shit matters. That's where it matters. I want to go out into them spaces. And I know we could impact those spaces because we are developing and a burgeoning public. But I'm afraid there's too many guys here, man, who just willing to sit back and free ride and not do a motherfucking thing, but just sit back and get shots of dopamine from hearing motherfuckers talk slick to women or to have a persona. The other guy, I want to be like him. Man, be your motherfucking self, man. Bottom line, man, do you, man. Period. We got tens of thousands of men here. We got tens of thousands of men here, man. And it's some motherfucking dudes who exploit us in the space, man. Period. I'm just keeping it 100, man. You can do what you want to do. I'm just saying. This ain't about money to me, man. It takes money to get shit done. Yes. It's about raising funds and allocating it towards doing certain things. Yes. It takes resources to do that. But in terms of fattening up my own pockets, you'd have thought, man, niggas ran off with the plug, man. This motherfuckers that ain't been back to this channel and commented and did shit in a long time, specifically since I started this motherfucking campaign. What type of motherfucking part of the game is that, man? Real talk. What part of the game is that? Like they ran off with the plug, ran off on the plug. Like they took some dope or something. I used to tell dope fiends, man, when I used to sell crack, and I never sold nothing less than a 50. I don't break down shit smaller than 50s. So I would give 1, 2, 3, 4, give them $250, man. Here's a bopper, man. Take 1.5 for yourself, man. Go treat yourself. And then them motherfuckers, you come out the house, they go in the house. Because they know they owe you. I just give them motherfuckers a jubilee year, man. Look, it's on me, dog. Because I'm selling so much of this shit, it don't even matter. Fuck the debt, man. Where your check at, nigga? Which is fucked up. I'm just saying I used to do it, dog. You would have think, or you'd have thought that these niggas done ran off with some dope or something. Oh, we're not going there. Well, man, cut the bullshit out, man. You can still come by, man. Even though you ain't did shit, you can still come on by, man, and get a shot of dopamine, man. It's okay. It's still cool for you to come by, man. It's all good. You ain't got to hate. Ain't nobody gonna knock you down, man. Hit you with no hollow tips or nothing, man. But one thing I will say, I am proud of the fact that there are about 90 men who actually, I know for a fact who are about it, and I got their email list. And I can stay in communication with them. And then if it's ever something that is about to happen, it's going to be them men that make the shit happen. So let me give them some fanfare again. Real talk, man. All them men I just mentioned, I know they about it. At least I figured that out. I know it's some dudes here that's about it. But a lot of guys, the majority of guys here are not here to do shit. They not. Those are the facts. That's just the reality of the situation. But that's just life in itself. But here's the deal, man. You can't do this shit part-time and consider yourself to be full-time doing this, man. You can't just spectate with this shit here, man. This is serious business, man. The issues that we discuss here. Straight up serious business, man. You can't be into this part of time, man. Part of the time. You got to be about this shit here, man. You got to really actually be about this here, man. But that's why I say, motherfucker, put me back in, coach. Please put me back in. I don't want to know a thing. They go back to the real world after getting a shot of dopamine and go back to doing the same shit they was doing blue pill before. Exact same shit. Real talk. The same bullshit. How's that gonna change anything? You're not committed. You ain't willing to put your dick on the chopping block and see what the natural consequences are of actually exercising agency. There are no group of men in the history of this planet who sat back and bitched and complained forever, and then some shit just automatically fucking happened to change their lives. That ain't how the shit work, man. You got the shit backwards, man. It just is what it is. Just look at the various men who've made shit happen. Women call them patriarchs. They mad at them because they actually did some shit without their approval. Then when they go out and get the shit, they get jealous and it's not share what you went out there and got. Men go out there and get it, and women flaunt their pussy around so they can attract a man so they can have it. That's how that shit works. I guess I'm about to get another guideline strike because I'm using pejorative terminology. Speaking derisively. Being vulgar. But fuck being vulgar, man. Who determines what's vulgar and what's not anyway? Who came up with the idea that there are a specific set of words that can't be used? Who comes up with this shit? But controllers and dominators and people trying to make you sheepish to begin with. But yet everywhere the words are being used. Everywhere. And I can guarantee you, man, I have a wide array of words that I could use to articulate my thoughts and my ideas. I mean, I don't have to resort to using I don't have to use pejorative terminology. I mean, look, I have a Rolodex of words, a large index. But fuck that bullshit. But anyway, man, I know it's going to always be a few men that pull the weight and get shit done. And then everybody else going to say, I was there doing it too. Please put me back in, coach. Please put me back in. Please put me around a whole bunch of women and shit so they can give me pats and rubs on the head. Please put me back in, coach, so I can get a job and some money, so I can then, in turn, go back and be around some women so I can get some pats on the head and some affection and some love. And this shit ain't just in the corporate world either. It's niggas on the street that do this same bullshit. They go out and get rims and fucking dreadlocks and put shit in, adorn themselves with jewels and shit, all for women and shit. Bullshit. Bullshit. And I ain't saying men don't need to never be around women. Not saying that. But if everything you're doing, the moves you're making are primarily done with that view in mind, you're already back in the Matrix, dog. You're already back there, bruh. We got a brother in the chat asking for the Indiegogo link. Let me get this link for you, brother. Put it in there. Let me get this link for you. Doing that as we speak. And then, also what I don't know, because people here are like YouTube content creators, because they think that this shit can just be slapped together. They can I can do this shit myself. And I mean, if I really wanted to do it myself, I probably could. But there's experts. Like, I can work on my car. I can do my brakes myself. This is a do-it-yourselfer fucking type of culture. But I'm not about to be like motherfucking Theodore Huxtable and shit, fucking around, or Cliff Huxtable and shit, fucking around trying to fix the kitchen sink and shit, And then I end up having to spend the money anyway because I done fuck something up. I ain't got the right tools to do it. That's dumb shit to me. And it takes money and resources to get shit done in the real world. Let me get this link, man, to this brother, man. The chat. I said I wasn't gonna be long, man. There it is for you, brother. I appreciate your indication that you would like to support. But I mean, it don't have to be my project. It doesn't have to be. It's not necessary for men to strictly worry about what I'm trying to jumpstart. That's cool. But are we jumpstarting anything else? Like, what the fuck is it? Let me know about it so I can be there to support the shit as well. Let me know. Let me know about it. Give me some work to do. Motherfuckers need to go back and look at some war movies or something, man. Niggas, look, the men in these movies, man, when they debate and they're having conversations about whether or not they should go to war, it's never done by one person except for, you know, if that person is, the movie is an ancient movie. And you got like an emperor or some shit like that. That's a whole different matter. But like, we talking about these movies with these tribes, like the Vikings or some shit. They sit around and they argue, should we go to war? Here are the risks that we're up against. Here's what might happen. But here's what we might lose if we don't go to war to begin with. It's a group of men. It's always a cluster of men that sit and they have these conversations and they debate about it. And they know what the risks are. But if men don't take risks, they not men, dog. Men take risks, man. Period. Men make shit happen, man. Men don't just sit and bitch and complain forever. That's all I'm saying, man. But most guys, all they want is a PlayStation, some pussy, and a job. That's the extent of their ambition. PlayStation, pussy, and a profession. Man, motherfuckers went out and conquered a whole fucking continent. Motherfuckers went to space. And all we want is PlayStation, pussy, and a profession. God damn. Damn. Please put me back in, coach. Put me back in, man. The goal ain't to conquer the world, to colonize or annex new spaces, to take control of the environment. That's not the goal. The goal is some pussy, a PlayStation, and a profession. Why I got to go say, yes, I'm boss, to somebody else. That's the extent of our ambition, man. We call that shit high value. Man, get the fuck out of here. Look, I'm about to burn out, man. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, I'm going to finish up at the Face's request the last video dealing with media. And, you know, the big six companies that use deleterious images about black men in their movies and television shows and even print media. I stopped doing it because brothers stopped watching. So that's why I stopped doing it. But anyway, man, enjoy Super Bowl Sunday, man. Eat some wings, eat some chips and shit, drink some beer, drink some, you know, some hard liquor, some brown, some white, whatever it is you do. You know, watch your favorite team do what they do. Not your favorite team, but whatever pick it is, because none of these teams are my favorite. But enjoy yourselves, man. And look, understand, man, this culture is doing everything it can to superimpose upon you the idea that you're an individual, that you don't need to work in concert with other men to get shit done. When it was cooperation amongst men who were colonists that got shit done. And they didn't just talk, they actually did shit. When they said liberty or death, they meant it. Give me liberty or death, they meant that shit. They meant it. Now what do we mean? The Black Panthers meant the shit too. They meant some shit. Even the people in the civil rights movement, they meant some shit. They meant it because they put their bodies on the line. Even motherfuckers in Black Lives Matter, I'll give them that. They went out there and they did some shit. They actually went and done something. What are you doing? I'm out this bitch, man. I made another beat, man. Check it out. I'm out. By the way, the fucking topic of that song is pure bullshit. That's